Welcome to the chamber. Now, this morning we take a look at injunctions on constituency elections. And court injunctions have characterized constituency, regional and national elections of the two biggest political parties in Ghana, the NPP and the NDC. Now, while this tends to slow down party machinery, some party members and political watchers have hailed the phenomenon as a sign of growing democracy. Today on the chamber, we examine the impact of these injunctions on politics. And my guest this morning is Gary Nimako Mafo. He is a legal practitioner and also a member of the New Patriotic Party. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Sandra.
It's good to see you.
Well, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Yes. Right. So this morning we're looking at injunctions on constituency elections. Is there something that political parties are not doing right, and for which reason we are witnessing a lot of these injunctions?
Well, Sandra, let me say good morning to your cherished viewers. Let me say, first of all, political parties must operate within the framework of the general body of law we have in the country, the Constitution. Now, you see, the difficulty we have is that certain persons who are in the political parties are unwilling. They are unwilling because of their personal, sometimes interest and other things to operate their own constitution. Now, Sandra,
the constitution of the party.
Of the party itself. Now, Sandra, let me give you a classic example. If, for instance, you are a political party and you're told to go and do elections and you go and do selections, what do you expect? There are grieved members of the party, they will bring injunction against you. Now, listen to these NDC areas in, I think, Mungo, Pram, and other areas. People came to contest for elections, different positions they came to contest for. All right? Now, you don't tell them why you are disqualifying them. You only say we congratulate them for contesting for the elections.
Being a part of the process.
Yes, but then they are disqualified.
Without giving
no reasons, nothing. And this is a sign by a regional chairman of the party. And this letter are given to the people a day or two before, they
have to go for the delegation.
So how would these people even exhaust the internal mechanisms of? You see, right. So basically,
but don't they also have a means of resolving? There must be a process of resolving before people head to the court.
There is.
So you're saying that they are deterred from doing this because they are giving these results too late for them to use the internal mechanism.
You see, there is. Let me take it this way. Every party's constitution has an elaborate way of resolving internal dispute. If you look at MP's constitution, for instance, if you have a difficulty with a constituency problem, you go to your constituency first. If it's not resolved, you go to the region. If it's not resolved, you go to the national. If it's not resolved, then you can now seek other means.
Is this the same for elections as well?
I mean, it's for any complaint that you have to go to your constituency, and then to your region, and then to the national.
Okay, let's talk about the NPP. In the past, I mean, you've also had your own problems with injunction. I believe you even have one coming up with regards to your 18th November conference.
Yes.
But first of all, do the delegates usually go through these internal mechanisms before they resort to
You mean the contestants?
The contestants.
All right. It's two things. The first thing is that sometimes they might not have it's also the internal mechanisms. They might not. It could be varied reasons. For instance, if the persons hold a strong view that the people who obviously are in charge of the process might not be fair to them, or the persons who are in charge of the process are the same person making the decision. All right, they cannot be judges in their own court, or they think it's a constitutional matter of interpretation. Then they want to go to court to go and seek the court's determination on them. There's a Supreme Court judgment on this particular matter. It is a Sylvie Tete and GPRTU. It's a 2001 decision.
What does it say?
That look, if the very persons who obviously are in charge of the system are the same persons who are going to be judges in the same matter, then there's no point going there.
Okay.
Now,
but what would this mean?
If you let me learn. Now, you see, this does not mean that if you belong to a political party and you have any challenge, you should sidestep the internal mechanisms.
Exactly.
Quickly rush to court. You see, you must be seen to protect the good name of your political party, and therefore you take your time and go to the channels or the systems, the grievance procedures. But I'm saying that sometimes the very people who are in charge, who you are going to complain to, what do they say? They are not even going to act on the matter. You can send a petition, and then they say, well, let's push it somewhere.
Okay, but what does this mean for people who resort to the law courts? I mean, with regards to their stance in the party, I mean, will the party will no longer trust such people? Will they?
Oh, not necessarily. I don't think so. You see, there must be a clear intention of exactly what they want. You see, if, for instance, you are a member of a political party and you have a good case, for instance, you see, some of the matters are frivolous matters. Let's be honest. There are some that are quite frivolous matters and they just take it to court.
Okay, let's take, for instance, where some contestants are saying that they've been disqualified, and you even rightly mentioned without being given any reasons or anything such as that. That would not be considered frivolous, would it?
That is correct. That's why some matters.
What kind of matters would you say?
Some matters are frivolous matters. Now, a matter where, for instance, somebody is a political party, and then we don't even know who is the plaintiff. The case is called in court. A plaintiff doesn't even show up in court. Now, a plaintiff is to prosecute your matter. You are not even in court. Can you say that this plaintiff is a serious plaintiff? The plaintiff is even called on the public radio. He doesn't even know his lawyers. Can you say this is a serious plaintiff? Are you with me? Now, if a plaintiff has a genuine case, a very genuine case, a cause to worry, and you think that, well, in your view, it's a genuine case. For instance, this Ningo matter I was referring you to, you give them a blanket letter disqualifying all of them.
Right. And most of these cases have to do with disqualification or wrongful disqualification. So can you tell us, for example, for the NPB, which you are a member of, what is the process for picking a contestant? And also who's in charge of picking these
yes, you know, there's always a vetting process. Then the vetting committee will sit down. You go and
who's the vetting committee made up of?
Oh, there are people in the constituency who constitute the committee. Okay. All right.
So people who definitely know these contestants.
Exactly.
People from the constituency.
They know that these are members of the party within the constituency. So if you want to contest, you just go, you buy nomination forms, either from your constituency or from the region or from the national. If you think that maybe the national, you can get from national, you just bring it and you go for validation. Now, after that, go for vetting. You go for vetting and you qualify. There are clear rules for disqualifying the candidates.
What are some of the grounds for disqualification?
If, for instance, you're not a paid-up member of the party, it's a ground for qualification. If you are not a loyal member of the party, you ground for disqualification.
A loyal member of the party.
If the party is having meetings, you are not. You don't come go for the meetings. If you're somebody who you want to bring the party into disrepute, you can be disqualified. You will be for disqualification. So there are various reasons why a person may be disqualified, from contesting.
Okay, let me just cut you short here. Now, the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC, Adekoka, has said that he doesn't see the reason why people are rushing to court. That if you are disqualified, I mean, there are other opportunities for you within the party, so people shouldn't resort to the law court. What do you have to say about that?
I think it's a very unfortunate statement. You see, if, to be honest with you, he had consulted the lawyers in his party. That letter that he wrote, he wouldn't have written that letter. A blanket letter for everybody. It does not matter where they contested, the national organizer, whatever. It doesn't matter. No. Look, if you look at this constitution, there are clear grounds for disqualifying the candidates, and none of the grounds were satisfied when those letters were written to them. Blanket letter. So clearly, if you give this letter to these people just a day or two before they will even go for their elections, what do you expect?
It's just not everybody has to be an executive member. That there are other opportunities within the party.
Yeah, but must you determine what anybody wants to be? You see, political organization is a voluntary union. It's a voluntary union. It's a free entry, a free exit. People who have come together with a common sense of purpose, all right, to work together to capture political power. Now, if the man is a paid-up member, the man is a loyal member of the party, he has served the party dutifully in the constituency or in the region or whatever, and he, in his view, they think he's capable to contest for elections, and then he has gone to pick nomination form, fill the forms, all right, gone through vetting, and then you just say, I'm disqualifying you, no reason, nothing. You say, oh well, I'm disqualifying you, but it does not matter. There are other opportunities in the party, so don't worry. No, see, it is not the best.
Well, Gary, since you're here, can you tell us a bit about the process, the injunction against the 18th November conference with the NPP?
Yes, I am aware that there is this matter is pending now in court by a certain person seeking to restrain the MPP in the upcoming National Delegates Conference which is on the 18th of October. I think, and you see, surprisingly, the people who are being represented by NDC lawyers. It's quite surprising.
Why is that surprising?
It is surprising. I find it very curious and surprising. You see, I am not comfortable discussing matters internal a political party on a public platform. Because there are certain matters that you cannot sit on radio or television and discuss them.
What is wrong with them using lawyers from the other side? I mean,
I am not saying it is wrong.
Looking for good lawyers, if they are capable to represent them.
I am never saying it is wrong.
Why is it surprising?
I am saying it is surprising. You see, Sandra, there are certain matters, for instance, maybe between husband and wife situation is a bedroom matter. You see, now, when you take husband and wife situation now to a public platform, it means you are watching the telling in public. It's quite obvious that when you bring NDC lawyers to come and represent you in a matter which is pertaining to MPP, certain matters which are internal matters of the party will not be thrown outside to your opposition party.
Does it not matter the capability of the lawyers to represent them? If they feel these are the lawyers that are well equipped.
I am not questioning the capability or the legal,
You just think that
I am just saying that
keep within their family.
Exactly. That is my problem.
Well, why do you think they kept it? They took it outside of the NPP?
You see, that's why I'm saying that. You see, we must now begin to question the intention of the people who did that. We must question the intention of the people who did that. Because you see,
what is your opinion? What do you think?
Clearly, I don't think it's in good taste. I don't think it's a good taste because you see, the party sat down and they said, let's go and do special delegates, whatever conference, to pick 5. Now, after the 5, we can now go and do the number 1, right? Subsequent to the 5, certain people have come off. They say, well, they don't want to contest again, so Jogate and then Dr. Apreku. Now remaining Nana Kufuado and Lanche Martin and then Adanimo. 3. Now, there are concerns being raised that the date 18 is so close and therefore they want an extension of that date. Now, these matters are reliably informed. It's being dealt with at the national level. You understand? To see whether there's that request they can even extend that date for them. And then before we are aware, the matter is already in court. It's already in court. You see, so we begin to question the propriety of the people behind this whole episode.
Okay, Gary, what is usually the nature of these constituency elections, and also what are some of the reliefs that these contestants seek for?
Well, some of them, the injunctions are meant to restrain sometimes the election from even going on in the first place, because they think that if the election should go on, their right to contest will have been truncated. Mm-hmm. So they said, look, we will not allow the election to go on at all, because we are part of the party. We are paid up members of the party. Allow us to come and contest. Okay. Now, if the court should let them go ahead with the elections, what it simply means is that by the time the matter will have been heard, the case will be already negatory, and therefore there will be no need at all to even come and contest. So the courts most of the time have granted injunctions, or even ex parte injunctions to restrain them.
Right.
NDC, they have a number of them. Some in Pram, some even in Kumasi. My brother Victor, I think, is doing one in Kumasi.
Yes.
So I wish that he was even here to help us, to tell us what is happening in Kumasi. But I heard him say that they want to bring it home to solve the problem. You see, that is the best thing to do all these things. You solve them at home. There is no family that has no problem. And you should understand one thing, that look, Sandra.
Okay, so they ask for a stay on the elections so they can go through the process to enable them to be able to contest whatever the outcome is.
Exactly.
see.
Exactly.
The NDC's constituency election has been worked by a lot of these injunctions, as you rightly said right now. What is the legal and constitutional team doing to ensure that it does not degenerate? I know you are not a member of the NDC, but you can share some ideas with us.
Oh, you mean what is the NDC doing?
Yes.
Well, I heard Victor saying that they want to bring some of them home to have an out-of-court settlement, which I think is the best option. You see, because you see,
is that what the NPP has done in the past?
I always hold a view that political party matters should not go public. It should be dealt with at home. You see, because there are certain matters that you cannot talk about them in public. You see, so if certain characters or certain persons want to rush to the courts at every little opportunity, they are in a courtroom, I don't think it's the best. But that's what I'm saying. If it is shown that the people who must ensure that the right thing is done are not doing it, then they have no other choice than to go to court.
Okay, Guy, I'm almost out of time now. My final question to you is that, do you think like these injunctions have they kind of enhance democracy, or also even do you think that it kind of takes away something from the development agenda of the party itself, and also the party in power? What I'm trying to say, the development agenda, because of the infighting, apart from the party, the government, does it take something away from it?
Oh, as for the government, already it's a non-functional government, which all of us are aware. So I don't think that this injunction will have any effect on the operation of the government. But for the party itself, they have a timetable, to do their own activities. So if there's an injunction, obviously it will derail the process, but you see, it's good for democracy. You see, it tells the people who are in charge that, look, do the right thing. That we cannot do this and walk away and walk away for free. Exactly. I mean, looking at even what happened with the Nungo one and other places, where a chairman of a party signing letters, blanket letters, that disqualification letters. I mean, in one breath you congratulate them, another breath you are disqualifying them. I mean, so if they go to court and the court now injuncts them, they now sit back and do the right thing, because the NDC constitution is very clear on what you should do to disqualify a candidate.
Right.
NDP constitution is very clear. So if you don't follow the constitution, injunction must lie against you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Gary Nimako is a member of the NPP and also a legal practitioner, and he's been talking to us about injunctions on constituency elections.